In the last episode, I introduced you this lemon blue BMW 7 Series Individual. The most hated BMW would actually changed everything in automotive design, with advanced technology like first implemented iDrive in BMW. And in case of this 7 Series, equipped with lot of options, most of them retrofitted. Now I got a challenge with it. I have only 3 days to pass inspection with it. Otherwise I cannot drive it legally on the road. But firstly, let's wait a little bit till the sun comes up. So it's slightly warmer, not by that much, but we got a job to do. So firstly, we'll take a look on what everything is broken and we'll try to fix it. At least something what is possible to fix. Let's start with the visible issues. Some scratch on the rear bumper, that must be a paint. Chipstone marks on front bonnet, also front bumper. Discolored parking sensors, all must be repainted. Wheel arch doesn't fit. Wiper arm must be replaced, it's hitting the bonnet. Leaking water into the boot caused by worn out boot seal. And poorly designed boot hinge what needs to be upgraded. Front side windows are too much tinted. I don't think so that it's gonna pass MOT, so they must be removed. And when we start the engine, we got a squeaking belt or a pulley. Tires are very good. Only issue is that they are made in China. And as well, electronic issues. When I bought this 7 Series, everything was working. But at the moment, nothing is working in the entertainment section. No radio, no TV, no sound, and no navigation. Because all of the features are on the same optic fiber circuit. Or technically said, the MOS ring. And if one of the features doesn't work, all of them are shut. So how the MOS ring is working? The communication starting from central gateway module, and it goes firstly to instrument cluster and control display. Then CD changer, antenna module in the C-pillar, and to the boot where are all other modules like navigation, audio amplifier, and so on, depends on vehicle equipment. From boot area, the communication going to the radio, or technically said the ASC module, which is connected back to the instrument cluster and the control display through small optic fiber loop, and all of that making the MOS ring. And with similar optic fiber loop, I'm going to trace the issue. I'm going to start in the boot because I think that the amplifier completely failed. It played the bass sound only on the right side of the speakers. Also, short after I bought this 7 Series, when everything in the entertainment section worked, I had a feeling that the navigation was causing battery drain. So I looped it with one of the optic fiber loops, but it didn't help. You can see that in this scene. So another issue on this 7 Series is parasitic battery drain. And how we know that the module is faulty? When we unplug the connector from the module, we take a look on the green optic fiber cable, there should be a red light. And if we don't have it, it means that the module what is on the MOS ring before the module what we just unplugged can be faulty. Then we'll trace optic fiber cable to that module, unplug it, and if we got finally red light, it means that this module is faulty. We can then bridge connection with optic fiber loop or replace faulty module. And that will sort out issue. But here how it looks, there is no red light between the modules in the boot area. Maybe here in the C-pillar where the antenna module lies. Since this is the area with airbag, it's better disconnect the battery. After removing some screws and clips, I had finally access to it. And the winner for faulty module is the antenna module. Red light is here, let's connect the optic fiber loop so we could make a bridged connection. So hopefully that fixed our issue. Because the antenna module is essential for the entertainment features, most of the features are not going to work anyway. But modules, for example, like SOS call system, are not showing failure anymore. So at least we know what is wrong with it. Now the antenna module must be taken off. In order to do it, the rear seats must be removed. But luckily I was able to remove the antenna module without removing the rear seats. This must be fixed or replaced. So at this moment there is only one solution. Shut the door and carry on. Now let's proceed with the checking of the suspension components and the underbody. Straight away, the first thing, the middle jack point is missing. Front control arms and ball joints don't look bad, but anyway I'm going to replace them. And of course it wouldn't be the BMW if it didn't have oil leaks. Next issue, the underbody tray for transmission is damaged. And behind the wheel we got a non-original brake hose, broken linkage for xenon lights, loose air duct, some missing cover, missing clips and bolts, and of course small surface rust. Now let's check what is hiding behind the other wheels. But firstly, let's check from where exactly is that oil leak. And it's like I thought, it's the oil leak from a turbocharger. No wondering, it actually has a blue smoke from the exhaust pipe. Nothing crazy, only light breath of the blue smoke. As well, the 7 Series got late response from the steering wheel. Sometimes it's caused by slightly loose bolt while connecting the steering rack with the steering column. So I made myself a long extension to reach that bolt, but that bolt felt already too tight. So issue is somewhere else, maybe a wrong used hydraulic fluid, or the steering rack needs reconditioning. And now let's take a look why the transmission cover looks like it was poured in the ATF pool. Obviously because the transmission is leaking, and when we look on the transmission cover it looks like it was bitten by a shark. And of course that ATF leak is from worn out O-rings on the mechatronic sleeve. Full checkup of the 7 Series in process. Let's check out another surprises. And it's the similar story like on the other side. Damaged parts of the wheel arch, loose air duct, non-original brake hose again, and uneven brake pads wear. After releasing the first episode of the 7 Series, I was contacted by one of the previous owner, and he told me that this 7 Series was involved in a car accident, and the biggest part of the impact took the front passenger wheel, which was actually pushed back. He assured me that it was repaired in the highest standard. I wanted to be 100% sure that it's really well repaired, so I decided to check that. And it was true, I couldn't saw any sign of a damage. Then I decided to check area under the door sill, if it's not rusted. After a closer look, it was actually pretty fine. Just small surface rust on few spots, which can be easily treated. Next, removing of the wheel arch. It showed me that the air duct is not just loose, but also damaged. And this small device is also faulty. It's the auxiliary heater, When you start the engine and the outside temperature is below 5 degrees Celsius, this small device is helping reach the operating temperature of the engine much quicker. It's a very useful feature, what must be as well fixed. Now to the rear axle. The rear wheels are equipped with spacers. I'm not fan of that, so they will be removed at one point. And here we got ball joint, what is most common to fail, like the first thing on the rear axle on many BMWs. The best way how to check it is drive on motorway, and if you're feeling swaying from the rear axle, that's the first thing you should change. The problem is that you have to use the ball joint press tool. Now, clearly visible issues. Lower bushing for air strut is shot, or better say, torn, and I think that my 3 days challenge is as well torn. Bushing itself is not possible to buy, only way is the new air strut. Or buy some older strut or the shock absorber, press out the bushing from it, and then use it on this air strut. And another bushing what needs the press tool. And heavily rusted differential what needs the sandblasting and new paint. Finally, the last wheel. Behind this wheel was surprise what definitely buried my 3 days challenge. In this exact moment, the handbrake cord snapped. I just literally touched it, and it fell off. And the lower control arm bushings could be replaced as well. They look pretty worn out, but I think they will pass the inspection. At least the air strut bushing is alright. Now let's check the broken parts of the wheel arch on the front driver's side. This one is not broken. Again, not broken. This one is broken. This air duct is as well broken. I have to check prices on all those parts. And the last thing what I'm checking today is the driver's side area under the door sill. And it's the same story like on the other side. Just small surface rust on few spots, what can be easily treated. Lately I was driving with the 7 Series on a salted road, so I decided to do a pressure washing, since I don't know how long it will take me to fix this 7 Series. But before that I'll rather cover all those modules, because I don't want any further electronic damage by water to worn out boot seal. And as well I'll take out the Logic 7 amplifier, so I can send it for repair. Washing time. And done. I left the 7 Series dry out for overnight. And here is the better look on the 17 years old door seal of the BMW 7 Series. I would say pretty impressive. And the other side. Time for the wheels. And then a mysterious mist came, in which Le Mans blue color perfectly excelled. So our challenge is officially dismissed. All that work cannot be done in 3 days. Just waiting time for all those parts could be few weeks. With all that situation what is just happening, strike here, strike there, and so on. So the MOT is not happening. But anyway, I decided to do a full restoration of this nice Le Mans Blue 7 Series. And after that, do the MOT. What I mean by full restoration, I mean change everything what is broken. Send turbocharger for reconditioning, probably do a timing chain, valve steam seals, check the whole engine, and if there is something what I'm not going to like, strip it out completely and do a full rebuild. Also the transmission needs some attention, the suspension overhaul as well, with new active shock absorbers and with new rear air struts. And especially get rid of the rust. All underbody panels what are missing or damaged must be replaced. The steering rack needs to be sent for reconditioning as well. It's got a free play. Whoa. You just dropped the bank or what? Do you know that all of that what you mentioned will cost a lot of money? I'm not speaking about how time consuming it will be. That's why I got you. If you think I'm going to borrow you some money, forget about it. Don't worry about the money. Are you going to sell your kidney or what? Well, not bad idea. Even better if that kidney wasn't mine. How is your health condition, by the way? Why? Just asking. I wanna go home. So, full restoration, it's going to be tough, but doable. As well, all that electric stuff like parasitic battery drain. Yeah, this 7 Series cannot go into sleep mode and it's heavily discharging battery, but we'll get it done. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you'll be enjoying restoration of this rare Le Mans Blue 7 Series. At least somebody should. See you in next episode.